Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be going through my AFL Supercoach team review for round 3. Ended up scoring an 1852 with a total score of 5849 and a season rank of 40,828. So I am back in the season rankings for Supercoach, but I do think that I have some things that will fix it. I definitely do have cash in the bank, and I just think my trading plan is a lot more solved in the next couple of weeks, just because I do have the right rookies, which is a good thing comparative to fantasy. And all of it really is the gap between a lot of us at the moment is a good captaincy score and getting the bench roulette correct, and that's about it. So anyway, let's jump into this review here. So, I think this is non-trades. So, yeah, we'll go through it. Zorko 135, bring him in for a 135. Huge. Absolutely huge. He's got the role that I think is just going to carry through. He's got Richmond this week, and he could probably have about 10 kicks and still get to 100, given how bad Richmond is at the moment. So, yeah, he'll be fine. Sheasel, 80. He is struggling, to say the least. Gone down 44k, and yeah, he is struggling. A lot of people trading him out, moving him on to other players. I'm not at the moment because I feel like he can turn it around. I'm pretty sure his last quarter he had 10 touches. I know the game was probably dead. You would consider it dead at that point. But I have a feeling that he could potentially, and I mean that in a way that he's a guy that could turn it around very, very, very quickly. And he's still 92. And I know we're talking defenders here. If we go to defenders, go to average, 92. Let's look at it. He's 24th. So he's 24th at the moment after 3 games. Say he turns one of those into a 100 score and gains 20 points, which is roughly, and say he gets up to 100. 100's already 14th. And we know that these players some of these players are going to drop off. They're not going to average what they're averaging at the moment. I don't expect Harry Himmelberg to do that. I don't expect Bowie and Blakey to be averaging 100s. Salem as well. I don't expect that. Noble as well. I think he's got a lot more. With only 2 games played, he could potentially not. Sam Taylor had that huge first game that he's still going off of. Kane Farrell as well. So you've already got 3 or 4 guys that he's going to at least jump in the next little bit, just because they're going to drop below him in general. I just think he's a guy that if he pulls out a 120 next week, he will be... what will that be? 276, so 120, so that puts him back at basically 100. He'll probably be about 11th or 12th if he puts out a 120, sorry. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about the likes of Harry Sheasel at the moment. It is a little bit worrying, but it's not too dramatic trade now worried. Roberts had the captaincy on because I took their McRae 120, because that was obvious. He's just going to probably settle in and slowly filter down towards that D6 area is Roberts. Short, he got to an 89, he limped, absolutely limped there, so definitely in consideration for trading out. So is DeConey, because he's a massive sub-risk now that Scott decides to sub him out. He does have injury concerns as well. A lot of rucks actually have injury concerns at the moment. And then Zach Reed, 88, and Jackson Pryor, 78. I know that Trainer scored a 90, which is annoying. I wish I'd honestly had the capability of getting Trainer on field. I just didn't. I had 8 guys, and I chose the 8 guys. And if Trainer was on field over Koning, that's 40 points, and that's like 10,000 ranks or something like that, just right there. So yeah, just shows how rookie roulette can cause chaos early rounds. Sarong, Dawson, they didn't turn out too well, but it is what it is. Dawson trading in for a 96 over Sinclair was a little bit annoying. That was worth 66 points there. So that plus Trainer is basically the difference between me and most of the guys at the top. At the moment, I just should have gone Sinclair. His matchup was just so good. I don't know why I went Dawson in the end. But we'll rectify that. Dawson, he's still going to score well. He's got Gold Coast at Gold Coast, which that could be a tough-ish matchup, but I still feel like he'll score well. Rosie, he just had a stinker, and he'll be back to it. He'll be back to it. I suspect that was just, really, really bad. He had 39 touches against the Tigers a couple of weeks ago, so, not too worried about it. He did come up against the tag as well, and St Kilda don't think they'll Oh, they'll run Windhager past him, but Windhager's also kept. Let's just look at St Kilda. Or a St Kilda player. Do I have one? Let's go to McRae, actually. Let's look at the 3 teams he's played against. So he's played against Adelaide, and Adelaide I don't think kept Dawson to anything insignificant. 103, still alright. Geelong, he would have tagged, who would he have tagged? I don't think he tagged anyone. Holmes to a 70 set. So it is a little bit worrying that he's got, that he has St Kilda this week, but we'll see how he goes. Hawthorn, Sydney, that's a rough month, but after that month he starts to really, I guess, get a decent enough schedule back. So yeah, all he needs is a good, if he scores 105 here and then comes up against Hawks might even tag. By then, Zach Butters might be back as well, which might help him. But if he can do this, like, he still goes down a little bit of cash because of the 64. But if he does have just a crazy game somewhere here, he's still going to start to really, I think, rocket back up in price in general. Yeah, he starts to go back up in price, and you'd expect there to be 1 or 2 games here where he just goes off the hook. But Butters coming back could actually help Rosie a little bit, to be honest, as he's the second target, because Butters just gets the ball more. Oliver just butchered the ball and had some unlucky clangers. So yeah, he'll be fine in the long run, I think. Callahan got tagged over Tom Green and they won. West Coast can't tag, so he'll be fine. Nathan O'Driscoll, 104. I wish I had him in fantasy, but at least I have him in Supercoach. He was an absolute gun, and he's probably the one guy that I've looked at this year and done a really bad read of. If we go to DFS, I just want to check what the CBAs look like, because he lost his role last week. And then did he just gain it back this week for Rio? Why did I look down here for Rio? Here we go, Fremantle. He got 7% CBA, so his role is not the greatest, but he's pumping out points, so I don't really care, to be honest with you, if he's not. His role isn't the greatest. He's one of the best rookie scorers. Then you have Ashcroft, 24 break even. He'll be fine. He'll get an 80 score against Richmond here and just reset his break even. Like, look at this. Look at this. Resets his break even. Goes, say he goes 75 against the Bulldogs. Suddenly he has a 15 break even. Collingwood, he'll score like 65 against. St Kilda, he'll probably score like 80 against them. Gold Coast. But then suddenly, look at this. He's already at 310k and he's 221k. And he's just doing his thing, probably at M7, M8 at that point. Probably even lower. Yeah, probably M8 at that point. You'd probably upgrade him. Never. Chris Scott can stuff off. That's why you lost the game. You put your best tackler on in the sub-vest, and that's why you lost Chris Scott. Let's just look at the this and go to round 3 and go to this and go to one of the last games of the round. This Brisbane game, go to team stats. Lost pretty much everything, and somehow they got 77 tackles, which is better than the 69 for the Lions, but the Lions had an extra 16 marks and an extra, they lost the contested ball and the uncontested ball, have more turnovers. They lost pretty much every stat other than centre clearances and tackles, which when you're not winning that, you're not winning much. And yeah, if you look at the tackles, Atkins and Bailey Smith had a lot of them, and then Graham Myers, and then yeah. So probably should have left a big 193 centimeter midfielder, not as sub, and probably put it at, like, let's just go to here. Probably put someone like Mitch Neville at 1.3. He wasn't able to do much. Sam de Koning 3.1. Jeremy Cameron had a stinker. Zach Guthrie, Jai Clark had a stinker as well. And then you also had the likes of who closely had a decent enough game. I mean, Mullen had an alright game by the ratings metric, but he wasn't noticeable, to be honest with you, I don't think, if I remember correctly. Like, he had, where is Mullen? He had 15 touches for 180 metres gained, Mullen, so it wasn't too noticeable. But he did do it at 100%, which is alright. But he probably should have been sub over Nevitt because they lost in the midfield battle. That is simple as that. Like, let's look at this. McCluggage, Will Ashcroft, Josh Dunkley, Lockie Neal combined for 46, 49, 79. 109 touches between the four of them. 109 touches. And if we look at the clearances, they combine for 15, 24 clearances between the four of them. Which, if you look at this, just quickly, they lost the clearance count by 2, but half of the clearances were done by the Brisbane main 4, which not even including their ruckman, who Darcy Fort had 4 and Zorko had 5. So yeah, just shows to me that he made a mistake there with Nevitt. Stardust should be pretty short odds of coming in next week. So, after for gather round. So that should be fine. Cash generation. And in that same vein, Lindsay as well, who's in the in the flex spot. I'm considering whether getting rid of him or not. I think I will, unless Nevitt is the sub again. But then again, we don't know that. Nevitt, or we will. We will know that. They will probably flip-flop. If Nevitt is a sub again, I'll probably hold Lindsay because Lindsay's not going to be sub, I don't think. And Lindsay's in Nevitt's cash generation. I just think that him as sub is a lot worse than probably Lindsay, who won't play, and we'll have Henderson to be able to... they play at the same time as well, so that'll be an easy swap. But yeah, that's sort of the thoughts there. Henderson's will become a forward rookie in round 6, which, unless we get another forward rookie popping up, he probably just switches to Hewitt, Hewitt's cash gen is stuffed after they... well, it's not actually stuffed because he still has an 8 break even, but it's not. Hopefully he doesn't put him sub again, and he can just get back to sort of these 50 scores here, because 50 scores gets him to basically 200k very quickly. If we just go to 50 here, you'll see what I mean. 50, he slowly starts to rise. So we'll see about Hewitt. I expect him to have a big game soon. Gawn and TDK. TDK is smashing it. Gawn, not so much, but we know that Cherry is potentially not going to train on his hamstring until Thursday, which that could be interesting. But Gawn hasn't lived up at the moment. And then you've got Horne-Francis, who's shocking. McRae did all right. Bailey Smith had 7 clangers and 28% disposal efficiency and got to an 81. Caleb Daniel, 116. Davidson, a 129, absolutely huge. And then Stone, the 46. I burnt 49 points or like 45 points there. So if you put Hall on field and Trainer on field for me, as well as, those 2 on field, I believe I gain somewhere close to, because it would be Callahan's score that is the next one to drop out. So the 4 lowest scores were 9, 20, 36, and 40, 9, 20, 36, 46, and 50. So 50 would upgrade already to 90, which would give me 35 points from Callahan. So Callahan would be the 5th lowest. And then Hall to Stone would get me, who's the next lowest from a 55 upwards? You have, not many actually, a 64, so I would gain 21 points. So I gain 21 plus, is that 35 or so? I'd gain 56 points right there from just rookie roulette, which is almost, I think 56 points is to 30k, 25k. So it is what it is. I'm about 200 points or so behind, I think 10k or so range. I don't know exactly what I am, but yeah, I'm a little bit behind, but not too much. But anyway, that is the video there. Got to get this one out before we go live in 20 odd minutes for the review crew. So anyway, that is what it is. But if you guys did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Well, there'll be one recorded on Monday night after this, for the game reviews for the last couple games of the round, as we have the, I think, Sunday games to go through. Also, the couple of Sunday games that we need to go through, the Adelaide North and the West Coast Freo games to go through, and I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.